Hi, this is Jeff Mesnick. I'm here with the Channel Marketing Journal, and I'm excited to be talking today with Amy Belcher, who is the Leader VP Global Partner Marketing for Xerox. How are you?
Hey, Jeff, I'm well. Thank you so much for inviting me to this.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm excited about this. So I'm going to start off with the ignorant question of whenever I hear Xerox, I always just think of I'm going to go Xerox something. So maybe you can share with us what the new Xerox is really about.
Yeah, super, super excited. A great way to start out our discussion, Jeff. You know, the new Xerox is really a technology powerhouse. I can say I'm even more excited about the future of Xerox today than I was when I joined back in August 2017, some 14, 15 months ago. Xerox is the software capabilities that we have, incorporating artificial intelligence. I mean, so many different aspects of the print world that people don't think about. Because to your point, Jeff, people think about printing something or going to Xerox something by means of a copier. What you'll find today and in the future with Xerox is focus on workflow automation. You know, how do we make it easier for our customers to transact business and do business? Our apps technologies, recently we just announced many new apps, and I'll give you one example. My husband owns a small business. Our apps connect directly to QuickBooks, right from our systems. You know, making it easier for customers to do business across the globe is what we're focused on.
Great. Well, so with that in mind, now let's talk a little bit about. Whoops. Okay. Sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I just hit something and I'm going to start over.
Okay, no problem.
So with that being said, now that you're kind of this global powerhouse and you are the VP of Global Partner Marketing, can you share with us what that means for you in your industry?
Yes, yep, I can. So there's 5 major pillars that we focus on in global partner marketing. First and foremost, partner programs. So this is not just the annual partner program like many IT manufacturers have, including the rebate schemes and marketing investment funds. This is also quarterly and regional programs and partner recruitment programs as another example. So that's the first pillar. The second is partner communications. So we have been focused in 2018 on improving engagement with our partners, increasing awareness, increasing and improving communication around all things that our partners need to be aware of. The third pillar is around demand generation. So demand generation and enablement, again, ensuring that our partners are driving demand and that we're providing them with the tools to drive demand. And the fourth and probably the fifth combined is execution and metrics. So with our new partner field marketing team, we have a team of resources around the globe that work directly with partners and sit down with them and build out annual business plans and a marketing strategy along with marketing tactics to help the partners execute and deliver on that plan. And then last but certainly not least, number 5 is the metrics. So return on marketing investment near and dear, I think, across the channel for all major manufacturers, and it's no different at Xerox. So where do we get the biggest bang for our buck? And this is something that's near and dear to my heart, having been in the channel now almost 20 years. Measuring that return on investment, where should we double down and invest more to drive greater results in pipeline?
Very cool. So at the end of the day, you're basically responsible for end-to-end partner marketing programs.
That's correct. Yep.
And I'm sure you have
That's
a
right,
great team that works with you.
I'm so fortunate. I have what I call the A-team, Jeff. I want to promote them and tell the world about them because they are so exceptional. But I have to do it carefully because I don't want people to find out really how great they are, because then I don't want them to leave me. They are just, best in class leadership team, and I couldn't be more proud of the work that this team is doing.
That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the work. So
Yep.
I'm sure you've launched multiple programs and different pieces, but what's your favorite and thing that basically you think has the most impact overall? And maybe something that was a little challenging to launch, and talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah, so one of my favorite things that I've launched in my channel career is a simplified partner program, and it does sound simple, but it's not really.
Hmm.
And I think that all too often IT vendors tend to throw a lot of different tools and programs and assets and campaigns at partners and expect partners to consume and digest all of that information. And so this global partner program, the simplified partner program that I mentioned, was near and dear to me because having been a partner for many years of my channel career, I struggled to understand the incentive makeup and the incentive stack of this particular program. It was two different formulas, and depended on hardware this and software that and maintenance this, and it was very complex and complicated. So it took us a little bit of time to sort through it, to come up with a very simple, clean, easy to understand program where partners can quickly understand how much money they make and where we are focusing our efforts. I'm a big believer that less is more in the channel, and this is an area where less was more. A much simpler rebate, simple focus and strategic areas, simple metrics for partners, and the new dashboards that we loaded on our partner portal so a partner can at any time see how they're tracking to the goals and how far away they are to achieving the next tier. And then important to that is also highlighting some of the main benefits of that next tier. So if you think about it, if you're a Delta customer and you log into the Delta app on your phone,
Hmm.
it would say Amy Belcher Gold Medallion. You're at X number of miles. You have 20,000 miles to meet Platinum. And once you meet Platinum, here are the top 3 benefits that you need to be aware of. We use that methodology with the new dashboards that we've created on our partner portal. I'm very proud of that.
I like that a lot. So I'm a big fan of trying to watch what consumer behavior, normal consumer behavior is, and trying to deploy that in business. People just don't do that often.
Right.
It kind of always reminds me, I wrote an article about, the whole concept of campaign in a box.
Yeah.
And so that, we're going to talk later about your pet peeves. That's my pet peeve. I'm like,
Yeah.
here's a box. What are you going to do? It's like a Seinfeld skit.
Yep.
So
I think you and I read the same article. That's why I laughed. I think I read the same thing.
yeah, I really think it's awesome to hear the way companies and the way you specifically have been connecting it to the Delta, kind of the idea of medallion status and moving forward. I like that a lot. So, but there must have been some maybe hurdle that you faced in doing so and kind of launching this program. Is there any learning that you had when launched this program that if someone was to say, you know what, I think I want to try something similar, that maybe you would say, try it, but be careful of this pitfall?
Yeah, I would say on the back end, and this is the gory details that no one really likes to talk about because this isn't necessarily the fun part of channel marketing or channel operations, is just be careful on the back end with your data feeds and your data warehouse, your repository, regardless of what you use. Ensure that you can align all of the revenue streams and the revenue flow to your incentive management platform.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point that the data is cleansed and it's consolidated so you can provide accurate and timely rebate checks to partners. I mean, fortunately, we did that work in advance, so we did have a very successful launch.
Right.
But that piece took a little bit more time, and I'm one of those, I'd much rather take a little bit more time to roll out a program to ensure it's a positive partner experience versus rush through and launch something. But I would say that's an area I'd recommend for my colleagues and peers across the industry, just to make sure that it's tight and buttoned up, is the back-end systems integration for any program.
Excellent. Okay, great. So I think that's great information, and for people to really think about, because too often we get excited about the front ends and we forget about the fact that, well, if we're going to measure and execute appropriately.
That's right. That's right.
So we've got a lot of great information so far. One of the things that I like to end on with these interviews on is a question that I hope makes people a little uncomfortable when I ask, which is, what's your biggest pet peeve? And I'm not necessarily asking you to call someone to the carpet, but if you happen to, let's make it fun.
Okay, great. My biggest pet peeve is the statement, well, maybe two statements, Jeff. This is the way we've always done it, or two, we tried that before, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Those two statements, like nails on a chalkboard. I'm showing you my age now. I'm talking about chalkboards, not smartboards. Those two statements just get on my nerves so much, because in that environment where you have folks that have that attitude, it can quickly become toxic if you don't work in an environment that promotes ideas and creativity. Look, not every idea is going to be successful. We'd be naive in thinking that every idea is 100% flawless. But through each idea and each project, we have learnings, right? And we continue to improve and get better. So if you work in an environment where you hear, this is the way we've always done it, or we tried it before, it didn't work, really I would, and I think many of my peers do this already, challenge that environment, challenge the status quo, because you can't grow long-term working in that kind of toxicity.
That sounds great. I like that. That's also my pet peeve. Really, it's always driven me crazy.
Is it really?
Ever since I first started in business, and especially when you have younger people who work with you, that's so demotivating.
Exactly.
So that's I'm going to support you.
I think it could be easily transitioned to, we tried that once before, and here are the results, and here's what we might want to think about doing next time. Right? Sometimes it's the way it's framed up.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, I'm going to join you in sharing that pet peeve, because that drives me batty. So that's all good. Well, look, thank you very much, Amy. I really appreciate the time, and it's been a pleasure getting to know you here. And
likewise. Thank you so much, Jeff.
And hopefully we can catch up again sometime, and love to hear kind of how things started out in 2019 for you in a few months.
Perfect. Looking forward to it. Thanks so much.
Well, this was Jeff Mesnick with the Channel Marketing Journal, and I was here with Amy Belcher from Xerox.